Epic Gaming Night is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canning, and with me as always is Rob.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. How's it going with you?
Doing pretty good. Getting super excited about next week is going to be Gencon. It's like come up fast. Like I'm like, holy smokes! It is really come up fast.
Yeah. It's going to be here before you know it.
You know what else is going to be here before you know it?
My daughter.
I know.
Yeah. Yay!
It's going to be.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to meet her. It's going to be great.
Awesome.
And she is also a lot more expensive than Gencon, so I guess it all evens out in some weird way, because I always spend a lot at Gencon, but this year I'm spending it on a baby.
I'm pretty sure we're still paying for my daughter, so it takes a while to pay those off, man. Them babies.
Them babies.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to be talking about some of the games coming out at Gencon and our thoughts about them. But before we do that, we're going to get into the news.
That's awesome. You should do it.
Hype. Awesome. Well, this first game that I want to talk about is a game from Fantasy Flight Games that was just announced, Legacy of Dragonhold. This is set in their rune-bound Tyranoth universe and is a cooperative game. But it looks very much like a role-playing game because you have like your fantasy races and you can create characters, but it's a story narrative cooperative game. It basically looks like a DM-less D&D game that you play through. Did you get a chance to check this out at all, Rob?
I looked at it some, but I don't know if I'm going to like that.
I don't know.
Like part of the thing that has me interested a little bit in D&D is the whole DM storytelling. Like I can create my own story based off of something, so we'll see. But I'll probably buy it. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, it looks cool. I like the universe that it's in. Yeah. I haven't read all the details and everything about it, but Fantasy Flight makes really good games, so it's hard to argue with that.
I'm thinking like Time Stories and all these other legacy games and stuff came out, or games that you can play through one time, and it looks like this is the start of like Fantasy Flight's thing in this. And it talks about like the system that they use and stuff like that, but it sounds like this is going to be like the first setting that they do in this system, and they're probably going to like do other games that kind of like work the same way. I love narrative games with lots of stories, so I'm hoping that this is amazing just because it'd be fun. It'd be cool to have, but I'm guessing that's going to be very like scenario campaign driven. So I wonder how many games and how many hours you're going to be able to play through this, and if I will even have the time to do it.
The thing that concerns me though with Fantasy Flight, it's like I'm getting all hype about these announcements and things that are going on, but I don't believe they're going to be for sale there. I think it is just hype right now. And I wish that they would maybe move their timing or their factory schedules or something up, because how amazing would it be if like they hyped up this one game and all of a sudden it was just there? Like that would be
That's what they did with
fantastic.
Mansions last year, but I feel like they actually announced, hey, Mansions of Madness is going to be at Gen Con, but they haven't like said.
No, they keep saying Q4 on that game and the other game we're getting ready to talk about.
Right. So I'm super excited. I'm like, yes. Let's get these games out. But it might still be. I mean, maybe we'll hit in time for Christmas, and I can be like, hey, wife, pretty
it'll
please,
be out before Christmas.
Can I have a cool board game? Awesome.
And your wife will be like, no, you went to Gen Con. Now do the dishes.
But yeah, awesome. So that looks super awesome. And I'm also excited about the next game, also for Fantasy Flight. They are releasing a Fallout board game. And this is
Ah.
Yeah, I have been talking on this podcast for forever about how I want a sandboxy adventure game that's like post-apocalyptic, like Gam World / Fallout for forever. And this actually looks like it's an answer to my prayers to board gaming, I guess. I don't know, because it's very much like Fallout adventure game, and it's 1 to 4 players. So I guess you could actually play this solo, which looks kind of crazy. And
you know who's excited about this game?
Who's excited?
Crystal is excited about this game.
Dude, I'm super hyped. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, I love this game. It's going to be amazing. And then Crystal was posting how
blowing up chat right now.
Oh my goodness, I'm super excited about this game. And I'm like, yep. Awesome. Yeah. I was like, take all my bottle caps. Shut up and take my bottle caps. But yeah, it looks super interesting. It's got like the different characters in it. You can play like a ghoul or like a super mutant or like Brotherhood of Steel type guys. And it looks like it's very much like walking around, fulfilling events, making alliances with the different factions in the game. And there's different scenarios you can play. It looks like straight up my alley, and I hope it's amazing because it looks really cool. You can get different upgrades for your character, get different weapons, upgrade yourself as you go along. It looks a little bit more sandboxy than like even Rune Wars is, because Rune Wars I know is very much about the scenario, and like, but Rune Wars is still like upgrading your character and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what they've done with the Fallout universe, and it definitely has that like huge like Fallout vibe with everything in the game. So I'm sure there's going to be demos for this at Gen Con since they just announced it. And if there's demos, I'm definitely going to sit down at the table and play this one and check it out and report back. And if it's for sale, I'm going to be like, bottle caps, do it right now. But I would think that they would have actually said that it was going to be for sale if it would be for sale. So probably not going to happen.
We'll see. It looks good. I'm excited for it. I mean, to be completely honest, I am more of a Skyrim guy than I am a Fallout guy.
Yeah.
And I think it's just
through like 3 or anything like that.
Oh, I played through the Fallouts and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just, and this is gonna sound so cheesy. This is probably why you like it so much. But the toxicness of Fallout, like that whole yellow phase that's kind of over everything because the nuclear bombs have gone off. Like, I get that. To me, I'm more visually impressed when I just see that crisp, amazing,
beautiful fantasy world.
Beautiful fantasy world, rather than, now the detail is phenomenal in Fallout. I really think if nuclear bombs went off, it would probably look very close to that. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm more of a Skyrim fan, and there are plenty of games out there kind of like Skyrim already. I mean, there's a lot of fantasy, epic medieval games. So we'll see. I will let you be the judge because you like good games. It's not like you just don't like good games. And so if you play this game and you're like, Rob, this is good, then I'll play it. Because I don't think you'll just tell me it just because you spent the money on it. I think you'll let me know if it's good or not.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited that the MSRP is like only $60, which $60 is still a lot for a game, but it's like average board game price, not this crazy like $80, $100 board game price like we've been seeing all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is going to be one that I have to pick up. So I'm excited about that. Awesome. Well, the next thing I want to talk about is a reskin of a game that just came out, but we've talked to the designer about this over and over on our podcast, and they're actually making the Crystal Golem version of Century Spice Road. So now they're doing the entire like reskin with the Crystal Golem, and we've kind of like shown the artwork on here before and posted it in different places. But originally, when Z-Man Games had Century, they were going to do 2 different versions, and then when they split off from, or a few of the people from there split off from Asmodee, and they ended up doing the Century Spice Road, a lot of people were still saying that they really wanted to see the Crystal Golem actually come out, and they've like released pictures, and they're going to have this at Gen Con, and I think they're only selling it through their website, so that makes it a little bit interesting. But they're actually giving away like 50 copies of Crystal Golem for free at Gen Con. And if you go to their booth like the very first day and say like, I want the Golem or something like that, I don't remember what you're supposed to say, something along those lines, and they're giving away copies of it, which sounds crazy.
I just walk up and say, Emerson Matsuchi.
I really wanted to get a copy of Century Spice Road because I'm like, I really like the game. It's really simple and light, like family weight, but it's like cool little quick game where you're just exchanging stuff. But the fact now that there's a Crystal Golem version of it, like that just I like tropey fantasy with like fantasy characters, and for some reason it just appeals to me a lot more to have these chunky crystals and you're trading to create all these different golems. Really seems cool, and I really like the artwork. And the card backs on it remind me a lot of like Hearthstone card backs. I don't know.
As far as we know, it's the same game with different artwork, correct?
Yep,
and that's another reason why they're just doing orders through the website, because they're not going to mass produce it.
Yeah, so it's literally the exact same game. The crystals look different than the gems, and I think they're like not the same colors exactly. But everything as far as like mechanics go and like the different types of cards, everything is like the exact same as Spice Road. So it's the same game, which makes me really wonder, like I'll have to ask Emerson and like get back to you guys, but it makes me wonder how this is going to integrate with the rest of the Century system, because Century is supposed to be a trilogy. So are they going to continue to make Crystal Golem versions of the other ones like later on down the road, or is this a one-shot thing? So it's just a reskin. So are there going to be reskins for all of them? Or if you get into Golem, are you not going to be able to integrate that with the rest of the Spice Road stuff?
Yeah.
And who wants to trade spices over trading gems? I mean, come on.
Bro, I want those gems.
Yeah, man. Awesome. And if people couldn't compare it to Splendor enough, now they can compare it to Splendor even more.
Boom.
They're going directly after Splendor. First, they took the lightweight thing from Splendor with the whole spices and stuff on Spice Road. Then they went directly after the gems themselves with Crystal Golem. Awesome.
That is awesome.
Well, this next one is something that Rob brought to my attention, because you know he's a big Games Workshop fan.
I've played some of their games, and I saw somebody posted it online, and I thought.
Not to mention that last week we just talked about miniatures for like a couple hours, so not quite a couple hours, but close to it. But yeah, Games Workshop is being sued for $63 million by a guy that I guess he owns a game store, but is also like in law and like works with lawyers and stuff like that. I read up a bunch on this, and he is suing them for basically forcing monopolies and making it so that they're like, he's got a lot of different claims in this lawsuit about like them making the product scarce and like trying to force people to like price markups and selling through their own store and not like letting the game stores get sales and stuff like that. And then finding out which
he's suing them because there's not enough product.
There's like a laundry list of things in this lawsuit. There's like a laundry list. So I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but it's definitely interesting to like look at, be like, okay, this guy did this thing, and apparently like the lawsuit started like a couple months ago or something like that. So back before they even released what is it, like 8th edition or whatever.
So this guy is just mad about. I mean, they're not the only company that does miniature games, so they don't hold a monopoly on that per se. But so this guy is just upset that it's hard for him to get product at his store, more or less, and so that's why he's suing for $63 million. He feels like he would have made $63 million. Well,
I think there's like a bunch of different stuff in it. Like there's like, it's supposed to be like in a fund that goes to a bunch of different stores or something like that. It's really weird and definitely interesting.
Also, it's a group of people that are being represented, not just one store.
Right, I think that's the case.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that's interesting, and like there's so many things like he accuses them of. He even goes into accusing them of ripping off the Warhammer license from other properties, which that seems a little bit of, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're probably influenced by certain things when they created the game in the beginning, but then him being like, okay, Warhammer Fantasy was ripping off Lord of the Rings. Well, I mean, there's a lot of fantasy came from like theories of or liking Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting overall. And being
I just don't know if it's gonna like have any merit or anything like that. You know, like I don't know if it's just like he's just doing it for publicity or something like that,
right?
Or they're doing it for publicity.
And the lawsuit is strictly in like the U.S., so
yeah,
it's not for like, well, Games Workshop is like a UK based company, but this is for like, I guess, trying to say that they broke like American laws on monopolies and price fixing and trying to like manipulate the market and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if it has any legs. I just thought it was like an interesting story and worth looking into if you're interested in Games Workshop stuff.
Well, see, here's my thing that when I heard about it, I didn't read all the details on it, but when I heard about it, and I heard that they were, one of the things in the lawsuit was the monopoly.
Yeah.
I just thought, is that something that we hear Asmodee kind of doing? I mean, if you want to talk about monopolizing their market and their economy, I don't know, with Asmodee buying out certain distributors and doing exclusive partnerships with certain companies and things like that, and then buying up all the competition, you know, it kind of, I mean, if you want to talk about a monopoly,
yeah.
I mean, so that's what I thought to be so interesting, but
I think
don't
one
know
of the
if
biggest parts of this is that they're accusing Games Workshop of making it worse for game stores, I guess, where I think Asmodee is trying to make things at least better for game stores.
But see, here's the thing, though. Games Workshop is not exclusive to just Game Workshop stores.
Right.
You can buy Game Workshop stuff at other stores. It's just a lot of other game stores don't carry that kind of stuff. They do the cards and board games and other things like that. But unless you're in a big city or in a big area that has it, you don't necessarily see a lot of Game Workshop stores. And so they're not exclusive where you can only buy their product online through their website or through Games Workshop stores. So it's, I don't know, man. It seems like one of those things where I just want to sue you because I'm pissed about something. Like maybe this is a group of stores that couldn't run a tournament because they didn't have enough sales, and Games Workshop wanted to see X amount of sales before they sent you marketing material. I mean, it could be a lot of yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
For sure. Yeah, who knows? I'm sure there's a lot more to it that since I don't have a law degree, I don't know what's going on. But you know, it's all good.
You don't have a law degree?
No. That's your job, Rob.
No, I don't have the law degree, but
I'm sure you deal with more lawyers than I do. Being in
I deal with lawyers actually on a regular basis.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll get right into what we've been playing. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to talk about things that we've played before.
Gotcha.
So you can go first if you like, and then I'll just run through mine.
Awesome. Well, we got a chance to play Viral. This is the newest Dice Tower Essentials game from Arcane Wonders. It's going to be coming out of Gencon, actually, but it is a game where each player is playing viruses, trying to collect points by controlling different areas of the body. You have this board that has like different parts of the human body, whether it be the brain or the lungs or the heart, or the like intestines and different things like that. Kidneys,
pancreas.
Yeah, and pancreas and stomach and things like that. All sorts of different body parts. But there's different areas that you're trying to control, and you'll get points if you have the most of your virus in those different areas. But the catch is when you win those areas, scientists research you, and if you do enough like winning of different areas, their little science track will go all the way to the top, and if it gets to the very top, then the scientists have found a vaccine to eradicate you out of the body, and you'll lose all your little guys off the board. On top of that, if there is ever too many viruses, not just of yours, but of any players in a specific area, then a crisis will happen in that area, and the body will send in antibodies and kill off all the guys in that area. One of the interesting things about that, though, is if you have the most in that area, you end up getting points, and if you have not the most in there, you still end up getting points. So kind of like having the antibodies come in and wreaking havoc on the body, you can actually get a lot of points. The whole game works with this interesting like card mechanic where everybody selects kind of what they're doing at the same time, and then you flip those cards over and kind of like activate those. You'll have a location card, which will be one of the 6 different areas of the body, and then you'll have a action card, and the action cards will have like blue symbols on some of them, and those have to be done in those specific areas, and they'll have other actions that can be done in other areas, and a lot of these are like spawning more viruses on the board, or moving viruses around, or giving your viruses shields so that they don't get damaged as easily, or consuming other viruses, or causing a crisis. There's all sorts of crazy abilities. As you go up on the score track, you actually get to unlock more ability cards, and you can put those in your hand, so your virus is mutating as the game goes around, and you're basically just going through different rounds, trying to get the most points, upgrade your virus or mutate it in specific ways, and then just have the most at the end of 6 rounds. There's also event cards that trigger every single round, which can give you extra points for different things, or kill off viruses in different areas. All sorts of different events that can happen to make the game not the same each time you play. But yeah, definitely an interesting little area control game where your viruses wreaking havoc on a body. What do you think about this game, Rob?
I actually really liked it the second time we played, when we played the proper way to play. It was a lot of fun. It is an area control kind of take that game, but it's also good if your people die, so you can redeploy them, because at certain points things will flip over, and one area that may not have been worth a lot of points is now worth a lot of points and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and the artwork.
It gives me
artwork is super cool.
The feel of like a lighter weight, like simpler. Like Blood Rage in a little bit of ways, because it's got that area control, but it also has, like, with the crises going off, it feels a lot like Ragnarok to me. So it's like, okay, my guys are dying, but I get a bunch of points for them dying. So I had a lot of fun. We got to play with Danielle and Jake from Draft Mechanic at Mega Mousse Con, and had a bunch of fun just taking turns, going back and forth, playing different stuff, messing each other up, like running in there and like consuming each other's viruses and trying to figure out what's going on. This game has a lot of like trying to guess where your opponent's going to go, because everybody selects their actions at the same time. So it's kind of like, that's really worth a whole bunch of points. So they're probably all going to be fighting over that. Maybe I should go over here that's not worth as much points. Or I think I can take that one that's worth a bunch of points this turn because I'm going later in the turn order. And sometimes like you'll put down a card knowing you're going later in the turn order, and people will do stuff that screws you up, and you can kind of like change your plan and do something a little bit different to try to figure out how to squeak in some points. But yeah, definitely a very interesting game, Viral is, and the artwork's pretty crazy. I actually like the artwork. It's very cartoony and makes light of the whole virus situation.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, I'm not excited for it. I really like the artwork. I thought it was really cool.
Nice. Awesome. And that's Viral, one of the games we've played. Hype.
Boom. So we went to Mega Mousse Con, which shout out to Mark Kale, who will not be in the chat tonight because I banned him from being in the chat. But Mega Mousse Con was another great hit, successful, at least from my point of view. I don't know the numbers or anything, but had a lot of fun at Mega Mousse Con. But we did a big 300-point versus 300-point army game of Rune Wars. It was Hector and Roy versus just little old Rob. Hector and Roy versus just little old Rob. And you guys have heard us talk about Rune Wars before. In fact, Roy and I did our Roy versus Rob video that you can see on YouTube and stuff like that. And let me tell you, the outcome was a little bit different this time, guys. In fact, it wasn't even close. If you really went over the points, I think I won by 50-plus points. Kind of had my way with Hector and Roy. It wasn't pretty. I killed a lot of them, and I'll tell you what, I made sure that one guy that brought back guys would never bring back another guy again. I went hard for him at the beginning. For those that have listened to the show, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's got this cool ability. But it was a lot of fun. I really like miniature games. In fact, that's the new game that I'm playing. Should I or should I not spend all this extra money on A Song of Ice and Fire? That's the game that I'm constantly playing, and I think I am going to, because Trevor's now texting me, hey man, are you going to get it? You're going to get it? I'm going to get it. You're going to get it? So anyway, we played Rune Wars. It was a blast. Had a really good time. And if you're into mini games, it's a good mechanic. It's a mix battle lore meets Star Wars X-Wing. So it's not too crazy. Yeah. It's not too hard or anything like that to get into.
I just like the army building. I think that's fun.
But man,
like, trying to figure out how to like combo the different cards and things like that is a lot of fun.
It's tough, man, because the more and more I see that's coming out with Song of Ice and Fire, like one of the stretch goals that they're about to unlock is like the Stark Longbowmen. And you know, for me, I'm a big archery fan. Like I want to be able to have an artillery unit. To me, that's artillery. Let me shoot into the enemy beforehand, and it just looks so good. So for right now, Rune Wars is my miniature game. But come April, or probably July of next year, because Cool Mini or Not says April, but it'll probably end up being July, just like all the other Kickstarters.
Yep.
Or August, because freaking Massive Darkness was supposed to come out in April, and it's now August 8th, and I still have not gotten my shipping confirmation. I'm not bitter about it. It's fine.
They're just going to hold your money for a little while longer, man.
Well, to be honest, I'm probably going to sell it when it comes in so I can go all in on A Song of Ice and Fire.
Nice. Honestly... Yeah. Out of those two games, I don't disagree with that situation.
Hold on. Ashley Cram. I feel like I'm the only person who isn't excited about A Song of Ice and Fire, LOL, and I love Game of Thrones. First of all, real quick, shout out to Sunday's episode of Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh. It was freaking amazing. It was ridiculous, and it really ticked me off because Roy's not caught up on the show, and we're driving down to Mega Mousse Con, and I want to talk to him about some stuff. Couldn't say anything to Roy, and I know he's probably not caught up now, so I can't say anything there.
I wanted to be caught up. I don't have an actual way to watch the show. That's my problem.
I don't have a way. I bum off of a friend's password.
I need to find a new friend to bum off of. So.
Oh man, Sunday's episode was absolutely amazing. Spoiler alert: so and so's not dead. There's no way that they're gonna die like that, but it leaves you on a cliffhanger. They're not dead. But A Song of Ice and Fire is going to be ridiculous. I think what's hurting Cool Mini or Not is they're trying to do such big gaps in their stretch goals, and they're not doing what they used to do. Back in the day for Zombie Side, they would show you like 10 plus stretch goals at a time. Now they're showing you like one or two. And the one or two that they're showing you, like the fourth, fifth, or sixth one is maybe exciting. The other ones are like different sculpts or like character cards, but like I get excited for units. Show me the units, and they're not doing that.
I'm just telling you, man. They need to show me some giants and dragons and crazy stuff. Come on.
It's going to come. It's going to come. But before they start investing in those molds, they need to make sure the game's going to take off. They already know that Zombicide Black Plague is taking off, right? So they can invest in those crazy dragon molds for Zombicide because they already have a following for it. We need this thing to take off. It's going to be amazing. Ashley, I'm going to find you one day, and we're going to play this, and you'll be like, I'm so sorry. You're right. This was amazing.
We're going to drive to Australia, make it happen.
Bro, I would love to go to Australia. If that's how it has to happen, like, I could get my wife in on that. Listen, babe, we got to go meet this chick. It's vacation. We can write it off.
She really wants to play Song of Ice, or I'm going to force her to play Song of Ice and Fire? Is that how that works? Yeah,
it's not like a force. I think she would play. She's a gamer chick. I mean, why would you not play? Especially if I'm flying out there to come play a game. Anyway, so Song of Ice and Fire, I know that's not the game I'm playing. Girl. But I look at it, I probably look at that Kickstarter 3 or 4 times a day. And I am going to back it. I'm just waiting to the very end because I want to see what else that they're going to offer. I want to see what else that they're going to offer. Like right now, like they had like a $40,000 stretch goal for Tywin Lannister. It's like, come on. Like Tywin Lannister's not worth the $40,000 stretch goal. I think they're hurting themselves with that. So we'll see.
Who knows? I'm excited. I'm excited that you're getting it so I can mess around with it. I still want to see other factions. Come on, other factions. Anyway. I'm so
Yeah,
excited about Rune
and
Wars.
also Adam, real quick, Ashley and I will not be messing around with an invitation to the cabin in the woods. If that were to happen, my wife and my mom and my daughters would be there. I'm not going to put myself in any type of situation, and not to be rude or disrespectful to Ashley or anything like that.
You gotta watch out for the drop bears, man.
No
There's lots of drop
woman needs
bears.
to be alone with me. I apologize to my wife on a daily basis. I'm so sorry you're stuck with this. But yeah, so not going to happen. But Adam, I would be happy to snuggle with you at a cabin in the woods. That is for sure. So anyway, and also the gameplay. And I know Roy doesn't mind this, but the freaking pivot action on Rune Wars and other games, that's such a waste to me. That bothers me so much. And I love the simplicity.
I think it makes it a little bit interesting.
No, it doesn't make it interesting. It makes it stupid. Your guy's to the left. Turn to the left. I got to spend an action to turn to the left. That's the dumbest thing ever. I don't ever tell the other army in real life, hey, guys, hold on. We have to turn left to get in formation. No, I say my guys turn left. And they immediately turn left. That's what I like about A Song of Ice and Fire. They're making it fast. They're making it simple. Move your guys based off of this measurement. Great. Turn them however you want to turn them, and then go. And then they got the card play and stuff like that. But in Rune Wars, they're doing it too much like X-Wing, and it's just like, it's so debilitating. For example, you guys probably would have wrecked me when we played at Mega Mousse Con. Had Hector had the ability to just be able to move his units to the left, right?
Yeah.
But I took Hector's main force out of combat for like the first 3 or 4 rounds because he was then trying to turn to be able to get to me.
Yeah. Well, I feel like some of that, a little bit of that was just like learning stuff. And like the first time you play a game, you're not going to know the distance of the movement templates and how exactly to set your stuff up. And I was also treating that game very casually. So, especially since we were like at an event. So,
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. Hector's not a dumb guy. You were also on his team.
I mean, he was getting really good at it. Like,
you weren't making bad choices. But my point is, it could have been done so much simpler. Like, yeah. it could have happened so much simpler. And so I love the card play in the simple movement. And anyway, that's not the game that I played.
I feel like a little bit like it makes sense for the undead. Like, they don't know which direction to shamble.
What do you mean they don't know which direction to shamble? They're freaking magical creatures. So you're telling me you can raise magical creatures from the dead, but you can't teach them left or right? Or turn left or turn?
Just for some reason it makes sense to me that they're undead, they got swords and they're all over the place, but they're not all there.
Skeletons. These are like, yeah. I don't know.
Awesome.
And we'll see. It's just like little things like that and I can't complain. I bought 2 boxes worth of this game. You know, it's not like, I mean, I can't complain. I'm Robert. I can do whatever I want. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get into our Gencon preview and talk about some of these Gencon games coming up that we're either we're interested in or maybe we just like really don't know that much about it. But yeah. So what I brought up is the Gencon 50 preview for on Board Game Geek, and I ranked them by games that are actually for sale, and sorted by how hot they are, by basically how much people have thumbed them up. So the first one on the list here, I know we talked about this in the news like forever ago, but is the Mountains of Madness cooperative game coming out from Yellow. Have you looked any more into this, Rob? It looks pretty interesting. I
saw a review. I think it was, I was watching the Dice Towers, like games that they're most excited about. I don't know. You know what turns me off from this game?
What's that?
The components, like the inside, like that pyramid looking style thing. Like, I don't know. Like the cover art is freaking amazing. Like this is almost like the opposite of Ethnos for me, where Ethnos, the cover art makes me not want to play it at all. But
really?
The
You don't
gameplay
like
was
the
actually
cover
a
art
lot
of
of fun.
Ethnos? I like the cover art of Ethnos.
I think it's okay, but it's disappointing when you look in everything else because the game is not like the cover art. It's like 2 different artists.
I guess you're
got commissioned to do 2 different things. So it's like the overall, it just ticks me off because it's like false advertising. You lied to me for me to buy this game. Anyway, Mountains of Madness looks great. Like that artwork where them walking into that huge door with the light gleaming through, and you got the snow blizzard and everything going on. That looks phenomenal to me. But then when you see the board and like you're basically going through a temple or a mountain, I don't know. It just I'd want to hear some friends of mine that have played it. I'd want to see their thoughts on it first before I would spend the money on it.
I'm interested. I'm always interested in anything that's like a cooperative game. So I'm excited, and I really, really like the Mountains of Madness Lovecraft story with the elder things and all that. I'm excited to see what goes on. One of the things I thought that was interesting that I don't know how I feel about it is that it's supposed to have like madness stuff that happens to you that makes you do like silly things in the game. Like it just makes it like I guess it's part of like Yellow's thing being like lighthearted and family friendly fun. Like the game looks like Mountains of Madness. It's like in depth and intense, but they gotta like make you do silly things to keep it a little bit lighthearted. So, but I'm interested to try it out. Also,
if you get a chance to try it, let me know.
Awesome. Next one on the list is a game that I've already. Have you played this yet, Rob? I know it's already. out.
Are you literally just going to go through this entire list?
Straight down the list. We can go real quick though. Sagrada is a game from Daryl Andrews. We had him on the podcast. Did you play this with us, Rob?
I did not play Sagrada with you.
Gotcha. This is one of the ones that's on the hotness that's going to be sold there. And it's basically a stained glass building game where you're trying to manipulate dice. It's like a dice drafting game. So everybody rolls the dice in the middle of the board, and people take turns drafting the dice. But your stained glass that you're trying to build has like limitations on where you can put this stuff. And you get different points off of how you organize your dice in your little stained glass thing. Fun little game. Like, people love it. Very like abstract, like thinky dice drafting. But yeah, I think you would have fun with it, Rob. I know it's not like the thing that's normally in your
it looks
house,
pretty. I'd give it a shot. It looks pretty. I'm actually starting to like more and more Euro style games. I guess like I'm really liking Terraforming Mars. I really like. Oh man, I freaking love Champions of Midgard.
You've been broken. I'm just kidding.
It's not broken. You're just mad that I scored 217 points.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that.
But anyway, yeah, I'm starting to like more and more of those style games, so we'll see. But Sagrada with all the dice, I mean, it looks like a very pretty game. So
awesome. So I want to see your thoughts on this one. City of Splendor, the expansion for Splendor. I know you've played Splendor a lot. Does this interest you at all, or are you done with Splendor now after playing other games?
I'm probably done with Splendor just because like it's not something that my wife has brought up anytime recently. You know, she's not like, hey, let's play that Splendor game. Splendor is nice. One of the problems I have with Splendor, it's one of the worst games when it comes to box management. Like there's so little game inside of that box.
Oh, nice.
And so like you can fit a couple games inside of the Splendor box. It's fun, but yeah, I don't know if I'd like go out of my way to pick it up. Like if I saw it on sale, I might get it. Because I will say this, the components in Splendor are really nice. I like the chips. I like the weight to them.
Yeah.
It's good quality stuff, but it's... If my wife wanted me to get it, I'd spend the money. That's what it's going to take.
So Codenames Duet. It looks pretty interesting.
I've heard several people like this.
It's Codenames, but it's not just Codenames. Like they've made it cooperative, and it looks really interesting. I'm actually really want to try this out because you have the Codenames, and there's like the card, but you both have like the same grid of cards you're looking at, but there's like two different assassins, and you're trying to not have them say the assassin card that's on your side, and you're just trying to figure out how to make that work. I'm definitely interested in seeing how this works, and the fact that it turns Codenames into cooperative game. I mean, I just like cooperative play in games in general. Yeah. So I'll definitely be interested to try out Codenames Duet. At first, I was just kind of like, oh, Codenames, two-player Codenames, that's fine. But I've heard some really positive things about this. Awesome.
Sweet.
The next one is a game that we got to play, like the intro game or one of the intro games to it, and that is The First Martians. Rob loved it so much
that he sold his copy that day.
Sold his copy immediately. But yeah, First Martians is a game where you have things falling apart and ruining. I really am interested to see what the campaign is actually like, because I feel like that's where the game's really going to shine. Like maybe if you actually get to build things and work on things, but it's very much like managing your little systems and trying to send your people to the right place to try to fix stuff. And it's got cute little rovers. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'll say about First Martian. The components are absolutely amazing. The board is great. I really love the dice. The resin miniatures that I got for the pre-order weren't all that. It was just their normal orange miniatures just with resin on it. Okay, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Here was my issue with First Martians. It felt easy. Did we lose? Sure. But I also think we lost because you and I really didn't care. It was like, all right, this is broke. Send your guy over here to fix it because that's what you got to do this thing. Like, I never got the theme that I was on Mars, I would like to get just trying to survive. Story into it. I felt like an engineer.
I wonder if you play the scenario, if you get more of the story, where other than that, it's like you're just running around fixing stuff most of the time.
Yeah, we'll see, but it did not impress me. The game impressed me. The components impressed me. So I sold my copy while it was still hot, and it still is a hot game. I mean, I'm not trying to say
I totally want to try to like play the game again and see what else the game has to offer, because it looks. I love cooperative games, so like I'm just down to play cooperative stuff. Even if it's like a Euro-y cooperative game, because you're like just moving cubes around and fixing different cubes. That
but
bad.
You get one alpha player who tells everybody else what to do. And then when you think about it, you're like, well, yeah, you're right. I should do that. And then you do that. Are you calling
Trevor the alpha player? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he was in our game because he had played before.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do this. All right, you pick this person, so you're good on the rover. Go jump in the rover. You pick the engineer, so go do that. Okay.
Do you mean the choices just weren't hard ever?
No, it was really easy on what to do because it was like,
it's like, hey, do we take the risk and just put one person there, or do we double down to make sure it happens? It's kind of like your choices.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, I never felt pressed. I never felt like Matt Damon, and I had to harvest my own feces to make potatoes or something like that.
You just wanted potatoes. You just wanted to make some potatoes, didn't you?
Well, no, it wasn't so much about that. I wanted to feel like I was exploring a planet like almost like a colonial style game. Like we are in alien territory, figuratively and literally. We're in alien territory. How cool would it be to like experience new things? And you know what was the problem? My own technology. Nothing really going on with Mars. There wasn't volcanoes or earthquakes shaking that was messing up the stuff. It was like, nope, you're running out of oxygen. Make sure you can find a way to. It's like, come on, like. Give me something that I can't experience on Earth. Because you know what? Things break all the time on Earth. Really good at fixing stuff on Earth. Give me something that's out of the norm. And especially if you're going to intro me into the game, like I'd rather be wowed out of the gate to want to go more. Don't try to give me some pissy light thing. And they didn't. They gave me some like, okay, guys, you need to be able to get solar panels for energy and oxygen for this. And boom, boom, boom. It's like, come on. Like, show me something. Give me a tease of something exciting. Just a tease. Don't open it up for me, right? I get it. It's a legacy game. But they didn't even give me a tease. It was just, it was disappointing. Would I play again if everybody wanted to play? Sure. I'd give it another shot. But it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to play again. The app was cool. But
I want to see how this scenario campaign stuff works. So I thought the app was interesting.
Go ahead.
I wasn't as down on it as Rob was. I was just running out of time that day for the most part. So,
Darth Grader, you are freaking amazing, Darth Grader. Love you, man.
So this next one is a game from the designer of one of the biggest tabletop games ever, if not like the biggest tabletop game ever. This is Bunny Kingdom from Richard Garfield.
Okay, real quick though, I'm kind of interested in this game.
I kind of am too. Like area control, area influence.
With bunnies and medieval bunnies. Like,
yeah. And it's made by Richard Garfield. Like, I'm sure it's not going to be a heavy game because it's made by Yellow, so it's got to be like lighter family weight type stuff. But I don't know. It could be pretty awesome.
I don't know. Their Heroes of Normandy and stuff like that are not that light.
Yeah.
The only thing that's kind of pushed me away is there's a lot of cubes in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, will be small plastic. All right, never mind. Freaking yay. I'm looking at this thing and they're saying this is an early prototype of the board. The bunnies, cubes here will be small plastic figures.
Small
Will be
plastic bunny
plastic
figures
props.
in
Oh,
suits of
awesome.
armor.
So that stinks because it's like, it doesn't stink. It just gets me more excited.
Yeah.
Freaking Bunny Kingdom. I'm going to keep my eye out on Bunny Kingdom.
I hope it's good.
It looks good.
Awesome.
However, though, in your list, there's not a game. There's a game in there that I'm actually excited for that's not on your list of the hotness. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
The one we might just have to go further down. Who knows?
We'll see.
We can talk about our favorites too at the end. So next one is the Hylis and Elysium maps for Terraforming Mars.
Yes.
More Terraforming Mars, more maps. Looks cool. I'm sure this is gonna sell like crazy at Gen Con.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
I got to talk to Steven at the Dice Tower con a little bit because I was in the back in the exhibitor hall setting stuff up, and I was just like, man, would you ever expect Terraforming Mars to blow up the way that it would blow up? And he was like, to be honest, no. He was like, we never put in, like, we thought it was a good game, but he was like, they're on their third reprint now, and they're huge reprint orders. It's not like a 5 to 10,000 order. They're doing like 20,000 orders, and they're constantly selling out. And now 20,000 in normal things is nothing. Numbers are really low. But for a board gaming, for a hobby industry, to do numbers like that, I mean, that's really big. And so I'm super excited for them. The game is fun. It goes well. I'm excited for this expansion just to add a little bit more to the game. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye out on this one.
And new maps for games is always cool.
Especially when they're good games.
Yeah. So this is one that I really want to play. Wasteland Express Delivery Service. We had Jonathan Gilmore, the designer, on the other day. This game looks beautiful. I heard that there's a lot going on in it, but I'm super excited to check this one out because pick up and deliver with all the crazy Mad Max stuff going on. Definitely want to try this one out.
Sorry, I'm catching up on some of the stuff going on in chat. I freaking love our listeners, Adam and Darth and Ashley and Jerome, everybody. You guys are awesome. But however, on this game, Wasteland Express, it does look really amazing. I am excited for the minis and the cars, and I love the color. It reminds me of that video game Borderlands, where it's just like that loud, vibrant comic book color style thing. And so this is like this. I know Mad Max, the movie, is not loud and vibrant like that. However, if you were to make a Mad Max board game, I'd want it to look like this game. And so I'm pretty excited. If you get a chance to demo this or see this or even talk to them, I would love to see like their comments or what your thoughts are on it or something like that, because it's something that I would definitely want to buy. Just on look alone.
For sure.
Just on look alone, I would drop the $80 after my daughter is born and after everything else is paid for, and also because my wife's listening and I love her very much.
Whistle Stop Train Game. Action Point Allowance System. Pick up and deliver. American West Trains.
Cool. Next game, Sentient.
Yep. Sentient. We both played Sentient. Sentient was pretty cool. Very mathy. Very trying to problem solve where you're manipulating dice values to go up and down and then trying to bid on these little, I don't remember what they were called, but the different things that give you multiplier points at the end of the game. But yeah, cool little mathy game about building robots from Renegade Games.
It's okay. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It just took me a minute. I had to remember big or alligator eating alligator type of thing. But once I read that, I was like, okay. I mean, I scored well. The winner only beat me by a couple points.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that. It's just, I don't know.
It's very much just a puzzle. Like the whole game.
Yeah, but there was nothing outside of the artwork, because I thought the artwork was really cool. What's that new video game that's coming out that's got the humanoid robots and stuff? Cyberpunk. It was a very cyberpunk style game and stuff like that. I mean, it looked cool, but it was just, I don't know. It was
I feel like people will love it. I feel like I am not that people.
Yeah.
I'm not those people. So.
Yeah.
because I like thematic games, and this was very much just like, hey, math stuff. I'm like, I can recognize that the game is good. I can also recognize that it's not for me.
Now, you can't do this entire list, right? Because there's 394.
I know.
Okay.
So Exlibris is about putting fantasy books up in a library. I hear good things. I don't know. Card drafting, set collection, card game. Looks pretty cool. Photosynthesis is a game that I've heard a lot of buzz about. People getting excited about being a tree and photosynthesizing stuff.
I want to play it, right? Mm-hmm. But I think the reason why people are getting excited are strictly because of the IP.
Just it's because theme.
It's something different. It's not your zombies or fantasy or city building thing. It's just something different. And so I want to know, after somebody's played it, what they thought of the gameplay. I'm also with them. I like the idea of new themes. And I remember photosynthesis in the 5th grade with Miss Johnson, who was my science teacher. I remember all that kind of stuff. But I just want to know, like, okay, does it go well, or is it just hype because it's a theme? And Trevor in the chat is saying that he was actually pretty disappointed with it at Dice Tower, so that probably means I'm going to love it.
Anything that Trevor hates, Rob loves.
No. I actually like a lot of the games that Trevor likes. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not on board on the hype train yet.
Yeah.
And he's saying it's a tight Euro, which
is right up our alley. Not.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next game, Century Spice Road.
That game is terrible. Emerson Matsushi is a terrible person. You should never buy any of his stuff.
I will counteract that argument and say Century Spice Road is amazing, and it's definitely very light, very simple, but like it plays so quick, and it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited for the Crystal Golem version of it, because I think trading spices is boring, but trading crystals to get cool different Golem characters sounds really exciting, and it's the exact same game. So
and see, this is another reason why I wouldn't get the Splendor expansion for these games. I think they're run a little bit better. I also like the components in the box and how everything fits, and it's just very very like, clean and
the little
seamless.
Bowls and the box and everything are great for this game.
It's a great use of the box and all that kind of stuff, which you don't think is a big deal, but it really is kind of a big deal. And everybody, I hope you know I'm just joking. I absolutely love Emerson. In fact, my new daughter, when she makes it, when she comes out, her name is going to be Emerson. I mean, I absolutely love Emerson. I did not name her after the designer. It was just coincidence. Emerson's a fantastic guy. And so
awesome.
He's the best.
And I feel like this game is going to go like crazy at Gen Con. It did really well at Origins. I'm sure it's going to do great at Gen Con as well.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Emerson. Awesome. You actually got a chance to play this next one, King Domino, and it just won the Spiel des Jahres. This game's going to be
It's a lot of fun. It's a cute
hot.
Little game where you're trying to get points. And you have
bring
these
your copy
tiles
over so we can play. Like, it looks like it's super short to play.
Yeah,
so.
it's not a really long game at all. I got to play with Crystal from Board Game Blitz, and we had a blast. And it was a fun, quick game, and you're literally just trying to make sure certain tiles match up next to each other so you can maximize points. Mm-hmm. Like you want all C's next to each other or all fields. You want to make sure you have crowns on them because then you multiply your points based off of the crowns and stuff.
Yeah.
But not bad. Really cool artwork, a lot of fun. And it wasn't an expensive game at all either. And so that's why I'm excited. Like, it's $20. The game is definitely worth $20. And it's not a take that type of a thing, but like somebody can screw you up by putting their tile where you needed to put a certain tile.
Yeah.
So it's just it was a quick, fun, simple family weight game that I'm definitely glad I purchased.
And Crystal tries to squeeze into every episode of Favorite Game Friday. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, she does a good job. Yeah.
Awesome. The next one is Raiders of the North Sea. I guess it's hand to manage it, set collection, medieval, nautical. I mean, I heard good things about this game. I hear it's great, and it's from Renegade Games, and they do amazing games. But I play Champions of Midgard. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think right now, I don't know. It doesn't. it doesn't do anything for me. And Champions of Midgard right now is like such an amazing IP when it comes to the Vikings and stuff like that. So I haven't played it though, so I can't necessarily say against it. However,
I hear lots of great things. So
the dice though, man, it's just the dice being your warriors. Like I love the idea that they came up with Champions of Midgard, putting everything together like that, like your dice or your warriors. Like I absolutely love it. Genius. So probably going to pass until Trevor brings it over and is like, hey, I just bought this and I'm going to sell it again and then I'm going to buy it again.
Okay, next one. Flip Ships. Cooperative play. This is like Space Invaders, like dexterity cooperative game. I really want to try this game. It looks pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I like to play any sort of cooperative game. So, I mean, you know, I would definitely try it before I buy it. But, you know, it sounds cool. And I've heard good things about Flip Ships as well. You're on it, Rob? You don't want to flip some ships?
I got excited and I bought Kimball's Adventures
Cascade.
at Kimball's Cascade because I was like, man, this is so great. And I remember going to the arcade at the mall when I was a kid to play games. Never brought it out to the table. And so it's just like, well, if I've got to pay for a Song of Ice and Fire and all of its stuff, I'd rather use the money to that rather than Flip Ships. Like, there's nothing that's just jumping out where it's like, hey, you know, this is worth getting in trouble over.
I'm excited to try it. Sheriff of Nottingham Merry Men expansion. Sheriff of Nottingham is great.
I love Sheriff of Nottingham. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. We'll see. I don't know if I'll necessarily pick it up just because it's been about 6+ months since I've played Sheriff of Nottingham. However, at the same time I say that, at our church, we're getting ready to... later this year, we're going to start doing a gaming group. Yeah. And Sheriff of Nottingham is one of those fun group games. And so I may pick this up if it takes off out there because I'm definitely going to be bringing a lot of my party fun games to the group. So we'll see.
Awesome. Sticky Chameleons is a dexterity game.
I have no idea. And
cool. Downforce.
Downforce was fun.
Played that. From Restoration Games. We talked about it on the podcast last week. Bidding game where you're playing different cards out trying to block the other race cars as you're racing around the track. It's pretty interesting little game. I feel like it's going to do really well at Gencon. A lot of people are going to be excited about it. Citadel of Time, or Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time, is a game where you are characters trying to stop Professor Evil from stealing all these artifacts in different time zones or trying to take the artifacts back to the different time zones. It's a cooperative game, so that seems cool, but I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm interested to see how well it does.
The title alone makes me want to play it. Like, the title is so cool. Like, I love that title, Professor Evil in the Citadel of Time. Like, even though my book is not titled that, I wish I would have titled my book. Maybe I would have gotten better feedback from agents. Freaking love that title. I'll probably check it out just because of the title alone. But outside of the title, I know nothing about the game.
Yeah. Nemo's War. I heard a lot of people talking about playing this solo. But yeah, action point allowance system, area control, area influence.
I thought they found Nemo. I don't know why they're still, like, why Nemo's fighting anybody.
Nemo's got that war going on, man.
Yeah, but I thought they found him. I thought he's in the coral reef with his dad and with Dory. Thought everything was good. I don't know why they're bringing that back.
This one looks great. The what is it? How do you say this? The story of coal trade. That's what we're all about, right? Coal trade.
Yeah.
Looks like a worker placement Euro game. There's lots of worker placement Euro games. I'm sure there's people excited about it. I am not those people. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, Monster Box Monsters expansion. I hear a lot of good things about this deck building game.
I'm gonna have to pick up this game. I'm gonna have some of my best friend in the world, Lee Paris. Him and his family, they love it, and they're like, if you're a fan of the IP, pick it up. I mean, it's kind of simple.
The base game, people say it starts simple and then it can like ramp up a little bit. It gets
hard.
So
what I also like is they do it by book.
Yeah. So
like, that's genius.
And it's good enough for them to come out with an expansion for it. And I've heard a lot of great things about the game. So awesome. Unearth is a dice rolling set collection card game. I've heard interesting things about it. It looks pretty pretty. I like the artwork. It's definitely very different, so I think it's pretty cool. But it looks like a cool little shorter playing time game where you're just trying to get the sets and stuff like that. Summit, the board game, is an area control, area influence dice rolling game where you're trying to climb up a mountain. It has this this karma point system where you can do good things to help people out to get good positive karma points, and then you can do terrible things to people, and then you get negative karma points. So you have to be nice to people so that you can really screw people over. So I've just heard that this game can be really mean if you want it to be. So it's interesting, but I don't know. Magic Maze, I know, was one of the nominations for the Spiel des Jahres. It looks interesting. Cooperative play, grid movement. I think you're like trying to do stuff like quickly as you're going through the maze. I'd be interested to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Viral is a game that we talked about already. I feel like it's going to be really good at Gen Con. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like if people are looking for lighter area control games with a very different theme, I think people will be jumping on Viral.
Mm-hmm.
This War of Mine, have you looked at that game, Rob?
I have. I remember the Kickstarter when it came out. I'm excited to try it out. It looks like it's a really deep theme game, like a lot of story behind it.
I heard it's super dark.
Did Hector buy it?
I feel like one of them might have.
I think Hector recently bought it, or maybe just ordered it from online. So I'm definitely excited.
Told us that he was getting this War of Mine.
Yeah, so. I'm excited to get this one to the table. We may have to do that in the cabin snuggling time, which I don't know if we'll do that this weekend, but we'll definitely
get there about how sad the war is.
Yeah, I mean, war is sad.
It's really rough, is what I hear. Awesome. Yeah. Tiny Epic Quest. I love Tiny Epic Quest. Like, not even just a little bit. Like, I really enjoyed this game. I don't know how much you liked it, Rob, but I had a blast playing it. You're basically
out of all the Tiny Epic games, it's my favorite.
It's my favorite as well. And I mean, I like Galaxies and Kingdoms a decent amount, but like Tiny Epic Quest, I'll play this game over and over again. I'll play it right now. Who wants to come over? Let's play Tiny Epic Quest. I got a copy. Let's do this. But yeah, it's got like a Zelda look to it, but I wouldn't call it Zelda the board game, because like the actions you're doing in it aren't like super Zelda-ish, besides the fact that you're collecting cool items to be able to move your guys around better. But you're just trying to fulfill quest, and the main thing that makes the shine is the press your luck night phase, when you're trying to like hope that people roll the right things for you to be able to do your stuff, and you're trying to like stay in long enough to complete all of your quests, but not stay in too long so that you die and undo all of your quest, which is really terrible when that happens. Or have Crystal roll too many goblins and kill you off when you were just about to leave. Thanks, Crystal. I'm not bitter. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but then you won the game with me because you kept screwing me over. Like, anytime I'd go to do something, I would put my guy there, and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do that too. And then, like, because your turn was before my turn,
other games I played, like,
because the turn was before mine, you would get it done. And so, yeah, thanks for that.
All the other games I played of it, I wasn't very, like, combative with the other people I played with.
Like, I didn't try to steal. Problem trying to be combative.
I wasn't trying to steal quests from other people. But when I played with Rob, I was like hardcore, just like, oh, you're going there, Rob? I'm going there too.
I mean, you literally, and you only did it on the turns where your turn was before mine.
Yeah, well, and I would like try to spend as much like power,
you made it
or
a
whatever
lot
as
of fun
possible,
for my first
so I could like pass
you
in things.
So it's like he's teaching me the game, like, hey man, you do this, great. So I got my idea of what's going on. Never played before. This is Roy's third plus play through the game, and
like
I still scored well.
Day.
I still scored really well, but man, it's like anytime I try to do anything, oh, that's like a really good idea. I'm just going to jump in there and take it from you. It's like, screw you, man. Like,
I did have a ton of quests
the game for me, but anyway, the game is so good. Roy's bad behavior still could not ruin it. That's how good the game is.
I like it. Awesome.
Don't play games with Roy. He's not nice.
Just to you, Rob. It's fine. Everybody else, I'm super nice to. No, I'm just kidding. Legend of the Five Rings card game.
I'm still holding on for Ashes.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be huge. I know there's tons of Legends of the Five Rings fan. I played like the original, like not like very much. Like I learned how to play it, and like that was almost enough for me. But it's a little bit more of a complicated like card game. I hope that Fantasy Flight has like streamlined it and made it like really awesome. I want to try it, but there is no way I would ever get into it, you know? Like, I will play somebody else's deck. Trevor, let me play your deck of Legend of the Five Rings. I'll play against you and learn the game. I can talk about it on the podcast, but I cannot get into another lifestyle/LCG game. And if I was going to, it probably wouldn't be Legend of the Five Rings, even though I hope that's great for everybody else who wants to get into it. Yamatai is a Days of Wonder game, so it's beautiful, and it is a light route network building game with like Euro-weir elements. Looks nice, looks cool, looks fine. What do you think? Have you looked at this or heard anything about this game, Rob?
Hold on, I'm talking with our people. I'm talking with our sweet, nice people.
Sweet, nice people.
Somebody's asking me about Ashes. What game? Just tell me the game.
Yamatai. The
that Japanese-looking game. It looks cool.
But Days of Wonder always makes beautiful-looking games. Like, they don't play around with like how the aesthetics of the game look. But it looks cool. It looks fine. I mean, I'd play it if somebody put it in the table. Custom Heroes. I'm actually interested in this game. I mean, it's trick-taking, so meh. But it is like, it's supposed to use that. I think it's supposed to use like the same system with like the clear cards where you're upgrading the cards as you go along. So like,
boom.
You know, whatever it's called, Mystic Veil, it's supposed to use some of the same sort of things. I mean, I'd be interested to try it, even though I really don't like trick-taking games that much. That's more of Rob's wheelhouse. Fox in the Forest is Renegade Games' 2-player trick-taking game. I hear it's great. Still a trick-taking game.
I don't know, man. Right now, it's hard to beat a Tournament at Camelot. That's just
I really enjoyed Tournament at Camelot, not because of trick-taking part, but because of the fact that you're literally just trying to destroy each other. It's kind of fun.
I like the theme. I like the different characters and stuff.
And the artwork is really cool with like that whole
it's that Renaissance, medieval art era.
Stop Thief, we played this family weight like game.
It was actually a lot of fun
with the application. I really want to try it again now that the application's out.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. I would want to play it again. Once the
'cause I've heard they put a lot of stuff into that and like made it really interesting. The Climbers, I don't really know that much about. But yeah, abstract strategy, racing, trying to go up the board. The board looks really cool when people build it out, like the towers of different color blocks. But yeah. So do you want me to just like skim through here and just pick?
Yeah,
some things?
we can, because there are some games on here that
I'll go down to. I'll start saying the ones that I actually feel like I'm a little bit interested in, or at least want to learn about. Scott Pilgrim's precious little card game. I really like Scott Pilgrim, like the
I think
movie.
that could be cool.
So, and this is by Renegade Games, and they make good stuff. So, I think that could be cool. Dead of Winter, Warring Colonies. Rob was actually just talking about how he was upset he didn't realize this was actually going to be like for sale there.
Yeah, I may have to get my friend Trevor to pick it up for me, and then I'll just pay him back via PayPal. So, Trevor, if you're listening, I may text you and be like, hey, man, pick it up, and just give it to Roy on the way back, and I'll pay you via PayPal.
I was interested in this just because we love Dead of Winter. Then we had Isaac on the show, and he was talking about the mechanics, about how it's got like simultaneous like action selection, like real-time type stuff in it. And I'm like, yes, I want to see how that works.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to play that like at a big convention and stuff like that. The Expanse board game is supposed to be a very interesting game done by Jeff Engelstein, and I know a lot of people really like The Expanse, so I'm interested in how that game does.
I would want to play that with Matt. I'd want to see what Matt would think about it.
He's all about the space stuff.
Yep. Swords and Sorcery looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah. Hector got a copy of that.
Hector got a copy?
Yes. Hector's got some games. Hector, let's play games. Where you at, Hector?
If you're listening, let's play some games, man. No, Swords and Sorcery, I definitely want to look into and play. It looks a lot of fun, really clean looking.
Yeah, I've actually heard really good things about it. So
yeah,
I'm definitely interested. Like, there's so many games. Like, how can I even demo all of these?
You're not going to be able to.
Not even close. Dead of Winter Flick 'em Up is supposed to be coming out.
Yes. The one that I'm actually kind of excited for, I don't even see yet on the list.
How far are we going down, man?
Oh, I'm on another list, and it's got like 16 thumbs up, so it's pretty far down.
Oh, dag. Dragon
Werewords? Did you play Werewords at Dice Tower?
I played Werewords and Insider for the first time, like, I think during the same day, maybe. No, I think I played Insider the night before.
What'd you think?
And then the next time. I thought it was interesting. I feel like I actually like Insider better. I mean, the Werewords thing with the whole app and stuff is interesting when you're throwing stuff out, but I felt like Insider was just like a little bit like cleaner and smoother. Like if I was going to get one of the two.
Who does Insider?
Say what?
Who does Insider?
Oink Games does Insider, and it's done without an application, but for some reason, I don't know. They're both very similar. It's like the whole 20 questions thing. With Werewords, you're throwing out there's tokens that you have to throw out for the S's and No's, and you only have like a certain number of guesses. Like Insider seemed just to like, for some reason, to flow a little bit better, but I don't know. They're both very similar, like 20 questions, trying to figure out who the thing is. We had several games of Werewords where the person that was giving out the clues was like the werewolf themselves, and that might have like thrown the game off and made it feel a little bit weird, because like they were giving clues, but they were kind of like acting weird about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just didn't understand the game well enough to like know what was going on half the time. I feel like I played with so many people that had played Insider and Werewords a ton that like I was like left in the dust by all these other people. So, but when I played Insider, I actually had a lot of fun. So, let's see. What's the next one I want to talk about? They've got all the exit games on here. Like we've already talked about those a bunch. We played. Did you play one of the exit games with us?
I did not play it. I played Unlock. I did not play any of the exit games.
Awesome. Yeah, Champions of Midgard expansions are going to be Gencon.
Must have.
Yeah, go to the Gray Fox booth if you have Champions of Midgard and pick these up if you didn't bag the Kickstarter already.
Expansions, which I'm so excited for this stupid game. Yeah, Man, yeah. I love this game. I just really needed to pick up in my area. If I was there, I would buy them. But I know they're going to be in limited quantity there, so I'm not going to ask anybody to pick them up because I know they're doing some tournaments there, and I know people are going to need them for the tournament, so I'm not going to do that. However, though, somebody asked in chat earlier if I could get one of the Ashes one, which one would I get? And I think the one I would get, if I remember correctly, is the Laws of the Lion. That's the one with the black lady with the huge sword. The reason why I like her,
and armor looks awesome.
Well, it's because she has, if it's one of the new Phoenixborn that are coming out, they have an ability where it's a lot of standard die. And I love that. So it basically means any die is available. Yeah, you don't have to worry about some other stuff.
I would love to do a Roy versus Rob with these new decks, just to be able to like show off the new decks and like play versus each other.
Yeah, well, when I pick them up, because I think they're coming out shortly after Gen Con.
Yeah.
When I pick them up, we'll do that. But I think they're only doing like 50 to 100 copies each of the new expansions. And also, I want to order it from their website so I can make sure I get the nice box. And when you also order it from the website, you can pick up the extra Phoenixborn. They'll usually do that. Like you can get an extra guy for free. So
I've heard really good things about exoplanets. It's area control, area influence, card drafting, territory building.
Barren Park. I've heard good things about Barren Park, actually. Makes me want to give it a shot just to look at it and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and jump to the game that I'm excited about because you're not going to get to it, and I don't have time to go through all this stuff. I'm actually super excited. It's called Dark is the Night.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard of this.
Dark of the Night, it's a 2-player game. A hunter has set up camp in a dark and dangerous forest. In the middle of the night, she is awakened by the sound in the darkness. Just outside the light of her small fire, again, another growl informs the hunter that she is not alone. To survive this night, the hunter will need keen wits and sharp aim with her crossbow. Dark Knight is a 2-player game of a hunt or be hunted. One player takes the role of the hunter and can move in the lighted spaces surrounding the campfire, while the other player is the monster, secretly moving through the darkness with only limited tools at their disposal. Each player tries to eliminate the other before daybreak. I just think that's really cool. The board seems really simple. I just think I like the idea of, okay, one person's a monster, the other person's a hunter, and you're trying to...
That sort of thing, you like that?
Well, I like the secret, like you put down your move secretly, kind of like you do with Game of Thrones. And I like the one-on-one aspect, and I like the whole bluffing aspect about it. And I've got a pretty good memory, and it's also like a memory-style game. And so I don't know, it just seems interesting, and it's only $20. And so it seems cute, it seems fun. It's definitely something that I would want to play. And even if it wasn't that great, I would happily spend $20 on a game like that. The IP is kind of up my alley.
Awesome. So yeah, overall, what do you think like your favorite out of all of these games would be, or the game you would like want to most check out?
Well, I mean, all right. It's tough because, like, for me as just a fan, I'm definitely getting all the Ashes stuff. I'm definitely getting the Champions of Midgar stuff. I would pick up Dark as the Night just because the IP looks cool. Mm-hmm. Stuff I'd want to check out. I'd want to see if Fantasy Flight is really going to do everything that they're saying that they're going to do. I also want to pick up Dead of Winter War and Colonies. Yeah, I love the game, and I like the fact that it can play up to 11 players. Like, that's freaking awesome. 11 players in Dead of Winter just seems like so many people I would just be yelling at over and over again. I'm excited about that. So, I don't know. There's nothing that's... Here's the thing, though, about this year's Gen Con.
There's nothing that's like...
There's nothing that is kind of like...
you have to run for.
Yeah. Like Mountains of Madness, the game board, And I know that's the hot one for everybody. It really does nothing for me. Bunny Kingdom, out of all the hotness, Bunny Kingdom is probably the highest one up that I'm actually looking forward to. But I'm really looking forward to expansions from this Gen Con. And then Century Spice Road, whether it's the Golem or Century, that's a new game that I don't have yet.
For sure.
I'm excited about. Here's the thing, though. Quick tip for freaking Gen Con this year. Like, there's plenty of videos on what to do and what not to do. But this year's going to be so crazy. It's their 50th anniversary. It's sold out of 4-day passes. It's sold out of Thursday and Saturday passes. I believe it's going to sell out by this weekend of Friday passes.
Like, completely sold out.
It's going to be uncomfortably swamped. Yep. And I'm not trying to say that to discourage people, but here's what I will say.
You're not going to be able to get the games you want anyway.
It's going to be really tough. Yes. Like, unless you are in line at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning. And I am not lying about being in line at 6 o'clock, because I've been in line at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and the line was already wrapped around certain areas. It's huge. But besides that, like, if you go this year, don't wear a backpack. So many people are going to be bumping into you. Or at least take it off and put it in between your legs if you're going to be standing near a hallway or a pathway for people to walk. It's just going to be so crowded. Crowds don't bother me. I don't get claustrophobic. But it does bother me when people are constantly hitting me and I'm not moving. If I'm walking in a big stream of people, sure, bump into me. But if I'm not and you're just hitting into me, that's annoying. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of that this year. So my advice to everybody is...
We got to do some mosh pitting and like start throwing bows and start like a circle pit.
Well, get a game plan. And also try to get a game plan of where to put your games. Because the last thing you want to... Gen Con is absolutely huge. For those people that are brand new to it this year, regardless of the people, the space is huge. The convention center is ginormous. Now it's extended, or last year it extended into the football stadium. It's ginormous. Try to find a buddy. Or you yourself, hopefully you're lucky, you have somebody who's in a hotel connected to the con. Get your games that you want to buy. Go get your games real quick as you can, and then get out of there and put your games away and then come back. But you are going to be miserable lugging around all that stuff, getting bumped into, having things ripped and stuff like that, because it's just natural. You got all these people in there. It's going to be crazy. So that's one thing, one bit of advice, just have a game plan going in of what you're going to do.
I'd also say,
and then
don't
go Buck Roy at Dice Tower Con.
Yeah, don't schedule yourself too much, because there's so much to just look at without scheduling yourself into all these different things. And there's no way you can even look at everything in the hall. Like, the entire weekend you're there, you're not going to be able to see it all. So if you
you could, but you're not going to be able to like really see it. You can walk by everything. Sure, you can do that.
Yeah. And I am going to be at the Dice Tower booth. I'm going to be off and on there a whole bunch of different times. I'll probably post on our Instagram like some of the actual hours I'm going to be actually at the booth. I'm also going to be doing like videos for the Dice Tower. I'm going to be having people say shut the door and having me like asking people specific questions about gaming and the convention, and doing a lot of video stuff for the Dice Tower, just walking around the floor, inside the hall, outside the hall, all over the place. So if you ever see me, make sure to say hi, especially if you listen to the podcast, because you guys mean so much to us, and it's like probably the one chance out of the year I get to like give you a high five or something like that. So, but yeah, and throw out a yeah for Matt and a
freaking miss Matt, man. He needs to quit doing so much on his computer that it blows up. This is like the second time in a year. His computer's caught fire.
He's currently building a computer from scratch so that he can.
And the motherboard comes in tomorrow.
Yeah, he can get back on the podcast. So
yeah, but have a good time at Gen Con. It's gonna be too crazy to get upset about something. And here's the good thing: if you don't make it to go buy your game that day, wait a month. You'll get it for $20 less.
Yep.
And you'll get it when everybody else can get it. That's a big pet peeve of mine I have about Gen Con. You would think if you're going to average 60,000+ people a day, you'd bring in more than 100 copies a day, right? Yeah. But they don't. So don't get upset if you don't make it, to your booth on time. Mm-hmm. The world is not going to end because of that. Could end because of other things, but not because you didn't get your game.
Yep. Awesome, guys.
And I'm sorry I can't be there. If I was there, I'd hug all of you guys and take awkward pictures. I freaking love you guys. Roy likes you guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best. You are the reasons why I keep coming back. Roy's mean to me when we play games. He's mean to me. I'm only here for the fans. Only here for the fans.
Awesome. Well, we'll end this thing here. Thanks, everybody, so much for coming on. We do want to say thank you to our patrons on Patreon. We are currently running a poll for what our next review/giveaway game is going to be. So there's like several different things that are in the running for what's going to win that right now. I think Ethnos and Terraforming Mars are close to the top. There's several other games, like lots of games that people are throwing out. So if you want to get in on helping us pick the next game that we'll review and then give away to one of our patrons, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. And we actually have a Patron of the Week this week. Are you prepared for this, Rob?
Oh, you don't want to do it?
I am not as superior as you are in this regard.
I am pretty good at this. First of all of our patrons are absolutely amazing. Absolutely love all of you guys. I will say this before I get into that. I did talk to Roy on the way back from Mega Mousse Con about possibly doing like a Patreon goal of like 3 to 5 minutes of me just talking sweet into the microphone. And so we're still ironing out some ideas. But listen, guys. Seriously, listen to me. Do you guys know what that sounds like? Do you guys know what that sounds like? I guess this is really cheesy what I'm trying to get at, but I'm trying to talk about Lloyd Fox. Does anybody know what the fox says? Is that dumb? My daughter likes "What Does the Fox Say" song. But let me tell you what this Lloyd Fox says. He speaks greatness. Lloyd Fox speaks integrity. He speaks power. He speaks love and truth into people. Lloyd Fox is an amazing individual. If I were to go into battle riding on the back of any animal outside of a bear, it would be a fox. And I hope Lloyd would be right there with me. What does the fox say? Lloyd Fox poops excellence. He or she is absolutely amazing. And if you're a woman named Lloyd, you must be the hottest, craziest, most awesome woman ever because your name is freaking Lloyd Fox. And if you're a man named Lloyd Fox, you are probably the CEO of a big company. You are probably the guy that makes the decisions on whether to allow somebody to hit the big red button. You are a future president of the United States. You would easily be the manager at our wood chipping cologne factory. You'd be running it all. You would be the CEO. You're freaking Lloyd Fox. And regardless of all the silly stuff, regardless of what does the fox say, and what do you say, Lloyd? Like, seriously, please call in or Skype in. I need to hear what your voice sounds like.
So we can know.
Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate all of you guys. It really does mean the most, and I am not lying when I say I'm here because of you guys. It really means the world to us, and super thankful for it. And Lloyd is super thankful now that he's the new CEO of Epic Gaming Night, because that's just the type of person that he is. So on behalf of Lloyd and the rest of EGN, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. Lloyd, I want to be like you when I grow up. I want to be just like you. You are awesome. And if you're ever having a bad day, look in the mirror and realize that's greatness right there. Bad days, you even make bad days better. You even make bad days better. That's freaking awesome. Not a lot of people can make a bad day into a good day. You do that. You do that.
Awesome. Well, if you want to support us on Patreon, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. Hype. We stream these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. Make sure to hit us up in the chat over there. Hang out with Adam and Darth Grader, and we can have a blast over here in the Epic Gaming Night live stream chat. Also, make sure to hit us up on Twitter and Instagram. We're always posting things we're excited about, posting about the new Fallout game and how we want to throw bottle caps at our computer screen when we see that it comes up, different things like that. And just make sure to hit us up on Facebook as well. And yeah, it's been great. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Oh, and also, this is probably may not be my last podcast for a while, just because I'm about to have a daughter. So I love you guys. We'll see how life goes. Peace.
See how life goes.
Chat was amazing tonight, as always.
Yeah. I was trying to like flip back and forth a bunch in between since I had the other thing up. So I wish this computer didn't run so slow when I'm like trying to do the stream. But yeah, awesome.
Matt is eternal. Matt is eternal. He is, and he's also internal because Matt is in my heart. Can never not have Matt. Okay, so now I can go. Thanks. Now I have permission to leave. As long as Matt comes back, I have permission to leave. Well, fantastic.
Who said that you can leave?
Trevor. He's like, oh, you can go then, Rob. Cool.
Is this the part where you ask Adam to ban Trevor?
No. But this is the part where I now ask Matt and all the other people coming from Winston to now give you rides to stuff, since I'm going to be gone. That's correct. What? It's correct that I can leave, Adam? It's correct that I can leave? What? Banned Rob? What? Oh, you guys are hurting my feelings right now. Hurt my feelings. I'm bringing life into this world, and you guys are saying bye, Rob? You're killing me. You're killing me.
Awesome, man.
I do love you guys, though, seriously.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Well, I'm going to turn off the stream. Thanks, everybody.
I'm going to go watch Game of Thrones again.
Who all in chat is going to Gencon, actually? Is anybody like from our normal crew going in there? Has anybody said that they were going? Did you see anybody, Rob?
I don't know. I know Ambi and her husband is about claiming to be the one bringing life. No, it's not me. You're right. It is definitely my wife. Trevor's going to Gen Con. Well, Adam was going, but stuff has happened.
Oh, no.
He's got to go to
Gen Con now. I know that Tim's going.
Oh, yeah. Tim has to be there now. Yes, my wife does get all of the credit in the delivery room. And so my part was very short. Just how she likes it. Short, sweet. So, yeah.
Awesome, guys.
I'm getting talked to. Darth, you are right.
Sweet. See you guys next time. Peace.